Everybody is able to see, no? Thank you very much again for coming. I'm very grateful that every week you all are trying to make time, no busy schedule. Om Jnana-Timirandhasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamalyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sarjatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Swam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gauraki Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vacha Kalpatarishcha Vipa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Verse number 23. Everybody has the Gita, no? So in last session, we had an online session and we were discussing about majorly on how the Brahma's day goes by, which is 3.4 trillion, 40 billion, 3 trillion, 40 billion years. And we did the entire math, how it comes to, right? So we did that. And Krishna was talking about that, how from this world, when a devotee leaves this world, he doesn't come back. So we discussed about that in the entire last session. So what about the people who comes back? How their journey goes? So there are three kind of people. We'll discuss that and through this verse. So first we'll discuss this verse, we'll recite, and then we can repeat after me. Yatra kale tunavrittim avrittim chaiva yoginah prayata yanti tam kalam Bakshami Bhartarshabha Yatra kale tunavrittim Avrittim chaiva yoginah Yatayanti tam kalam Bakshami Bhartarshabha. So maybe we'll start from there. So we want to do the translation.
Translation. O best of the Bhartas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which passing away from this world, the yogi does or does not come back.
Yeah. So from here, Krishna is going to explain to Arjuna, because he spoke already about the great devotees who will not come back. Now he's talking about, from now he will talk about yogis. These are Mishra Bhaktas, Karma Mishra Bhaktas, Yoga Mishra Bhaktas, those kind of people. How, when they leave and how they come back, this will be discussed. This you can think of like in Garud Puran, when someone leaves the world, then Garud Puran is discussed. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the scriptures. So, Srimad Bhagavatam or any Puranas, Padma Purana, all the essence of those Puranas are in this. So, a little bit about Gaur Purana is also mentioned. We discussed about last time how the cosmology with respect to Brahma's day, that is also discussed. So, little everything is discussed, is like complete essence. So, okay, purport. Someone can use a purport. You want to read? Yeah, come on, please.
The unalloyed devotees of the Supreme Lord, who are totally surrendered souls, do not care when they leave their bodies or by what method. They leave everything in Krishna's hands and so easily and happily return to God. But those who are not unalloyed devotees and who depend instead of such methods of spiritual realization as karma yoga, jnana yoga, and hatha yoga must leave the body at suitable time in order to show of whether or not they will return to the world of birth and death. If the yogi is perfect, he can select the time and situation for leaving this material world. But if he
Bhishmadev, right? He decided when he wants to leave. The battlefield was over, his time was also over, but he still waited for correct time to come. Although he was a devotee of the Lord, he could have left any time and still he would have gone back to spiritual world. But still, as an etiquette and because he had the control, he was the yogi, he waited for a suitable time. So yogis can have that power. We'll see that in the next verse, how that works. Go ahead.
But if he is not so expert, his success depends on his accidentally passing away at a certain suitable time. The suitable time at which one passes away and does not come back are explained by the Lord in the next verse.
Right. So, sorry, no, go ahead, last verse.
According to Acharya Baladeva, Vidya Bhusana, the Sanskrit word kala used herein refers to the presiding deity of time.
Right. So here the word kala is used. Kala means time. Usually when we think about death, first thing we'll ask is when, how, right? So that's why the kala is, but it's used in a very general term. This kala means presiding deity. Everything that you see in this world has a presiding deity. Sun, Suraj has a presiding deity. Who is the presiding deity? We read in the 4th chapter, Vivaswan. For this time, current time that is going on, Vivaswan is a presiding deity. Like this, for every thing that you see in this world has a presiding deity. Someone is controlling that. For us, for a normal being, it's just water, but someone is controlling, right? Which is, in terms of Ganges, it will be Ganges, Mother Ganges. So everything has a controller. Mountains also has a controller. There is a presiding deity. So when the soul leaves to the next destination, then someone is along with us, taking us to the next destination. Okay, so we'll see that in the next verse. There are 3 kinds of one can divide in various ways, but I'm just dividing into very topmost level. 3 levels are there. Sadhya Mukti, Karma Mukti, different kinds of personalities. Sadhya Mukti are the people who have attained perfection and they'll, as soon as they leave the world, they'll go back to Godhead. That's Sadhya Mukti. Karma Mukti is, they have almost attained the perfection, but little bit some Akhri Khwaish. But that Akhri Khwaish is not of this material world, but in general, some little bit is there. So they go slowly to the Brahmalok. From there, they will come back. Brahma Bhuvana Lokar Punaravati Narjana. We read in the last verse, last session. Either they will come back, or from there they will go back to the spiritual world along with Brahmaji. After having some Adan Pradan with Brahmaji in terms of discussion, spiritual discussion, everyone will go back to work from Brahmalok. That is the topmost planet within the 14 planetary systems. So ours is at the 7th position, and there are 6 above and 7 down, like that. So Sadhya Mukti, Krama Mukti, and third is Punarvritti. Punarvritti are the people, you can think of it on time, nothing is there, they'll just come back again. They have so much desires, material desires in them that they will keep coming back. And that Punarvritti, there can be many bifurcations depending on what kind of karmas we have done. It can be lower birth, hellish planets, it can be animal life also. Sometimes we should ask this question that will help us to become, at least take Krishna consciousness very seriously. Why is it that we have a human life and not animal life? Right? What if in the next life we'll become a pig? We don't know. It depends on what kind of karma we are doing. Not just karma, but whether we are utilizing our human form of life correctly or not. It's like, I think last time we discussed, You have a Mercedes car, but you're using like a tractor. So you have human formula, which is so important. But when I say you, I'm telling more for myself. But we are actually using like a tractor, which is just wasting our life, wasting our time. So here Krishna is talking about yogis. These are yogi means not Aditya Yogi, Aditya Yogi. Yogi are the people of the yogi. He is also great saint. But these are the people who have some siddhis and they can control things. They control things. You might have seen, right? Even if you think about it, Narendra Modi, for example, I mean, Prime Minister also. See, if you want to reach to their position, you need to have some siddhis. Siddhis means not in terms of, oh, you can walk on water, but some controlling power needs to be there. Do you agree? Some controlling power that someone is telling you, you should be able to accept it, right? For example, CEO of the company also. If someone is becoming CEO of a big company, he has some controlling power, right? So in one sense, they have some siddhis. You might not see it as a magic, but at subtle level, they have some siddhis where they can control things. They know how to control people, or they can manage people. This is also an asset. Do you agree? Right? So, but here it is more, they can control when, how, where they want to leave the body. At next level, you can control it. 23rd we completed. Now we'll go to 24th. So 24th and 25th, we'll discuss about two people. Krama, Mukti, people who are leaving through Brahmalok. And second, we'll discuss 25th verse, which will come back to this material world. Okay. So, like how when, okay, let's read the verse, then we'll discuss. Okay, you can repeat after me. There are four personalities, four times, not times, you can, four personalities who are taking the person. If they are the ones taking the person, you will go back to Brahmalok, back to spiritual world. So, you can remember this. Agni, Jyotir, Aha. Aha means daytime, Shukla and Uttarayanam. Shukla is, we have two Paksha, Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. So Krishna Paksha is waning, Khatam ho raha hai, moon, waning moon, second fortnight, right? And Shukla is waxing and 15 days, correct? And Uttarayanam is 6 months. You can repeat after me. Agni, Jyotir, Aha, Shukla. Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Brahma Vidojana. See, Brahma means two. Brahma obviously Lord Brahma, and Brahma also means you are going back home. Brahman. So it means both. There is context to it, we will see. Okay, translation. Avadut.
Those who know the Supreme Brahman attain that Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery God in the light at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north.
Yeah. So there are four personalities by which the person can go to the next destination. And in the light. So one presiding deity is fiery God. Second presiding deity is the auspicious day, one who controls the day. Third presiding deity is the fortnight of the waxing moon. See, if someone has to, I mean, this is not an example of a jail, but if you have to go to the jail, there will be 5-6 doors. So the outside door to inside door, there will be one person who can take you to that. He can't go inside, he is not allowed. Then there is other person who will take you more ahead. I mean, jail thoda strong. I mean, what other example we can give? Maybe
in temple also, like.
Yeah, in temple also. No, temple, yeah, like Brahmanas. Some Brahmanas are not allowed to, I mean, some people are not allowed to go all the way inside, right? Some Brahmanas only can take that, who wants to take the darshan can go inside. Some people can stay just there. So similarly, fiery God, based on duration of time he can only take it to some level. And then the day has more time, so he can take you to more further till Brahmalok. And finally 6 months, Uttarayan has more time you to take. So these are personalities who will take you to the next destination.
So,
You are getting me? Go ahead.
So what are the auspicious moments, like any particular, like?
Yeah, so this,
Prabhu,
in basic you can understand is during light. That's what Bhagavad is saying. During light time. Light. So here if you see, in the next word you will see it's Krishna Paksh. But in 27th, Krishna will explain what is the case of devotees. Okay, so these are for the people who are karma kandis or yogis. There are three ways how personalities receive death. There are karmis, there are yogis, and there is bhaktas. Karmis, they receive death like an axe. Yogis receive death as a tool. And devotees, bhaktas, receive death as an invitation. I'll explain what I'm saying. Hiranyakashipu, he was a like purely lusty and greedy guy. Why lusty? Lusty not in terms of opposite gender. Lusty also in terms of I want this, I want this. He got everything. Still, he wanted more. He wanted to even defeat Vishnu, right? And that's why he had put that algorithm of if else, right? So he did. Yeah, right. So what is that? That is lusty. He wants everything. He wants everything. That greed was there. Correct. So when he saw uh, Narsimhadev, he got so scared, right? So when karmis, because they are not conscious of Krishna conscious, or you can say they don't have the proper understanding of life and death. When sudden thing something comes, they get extremely scared, right? Sometimes people, one of my teacher, now he moved to Japan. He used to say that he used to work in one who takes ambulance from one place to another. But like it's not ambulance, patients in the ambulance to the hospital. He was saying that most of the people who are leaving, they show two symptoms. One is they are very scared, and second, the entire life reels in front of them. And most of them actually have some kind of regrets that they haven't utilized their life properly, or they wasted their life, whatever it is. But for karmis, it is like acts because they are scared. Now death is coming, as if they never knew that it is going to come anyways. Correct. So for karmis, death is taken as a as something scared. Fear is there. For yogis, they take death as a tool. Basically, it's like a tool in the sense of they know how to reach the next destination and what time one can leave. And they have that control over that. So person who has that, they take, it's like a train. You know which train to go to which destination. But for devotees, it's like a invitation. For them, it's like, okay, anyways, I'm going back to maybe to the next destination where I'll be able to serve Krishna, or maybe I'll go back home back to God. But for them, they receive that as a invitation. Just death is coming. Person presiding deity of death is coming just to take me to the next destination. They're not affected by that situation. Tukaram, when he was leaving, so it's very sweet pastime. So he was in he lived only for 42 years. 42 years. So upon almost are right? We are also coming there. He lived only for 42 years, but in that 42 years, he wrote 4,500 abhangas. 4,500 abhangas is 4,500 poems. We have written 4,500 lines of code, maybe. Right? Depends. But he has written 4,500 abhangas, just glorifying Krishna. And when he was about to leave the world, I mean, he was not about to, but it's mentioned in his poems, and people from Denu, I think, the name of the place. It's near Pune. In his story, in his biography, it is said that the Vishnudas came just to take him back. So for him, it was like an invitation. We see in Srimad Bhagavatam the story of Dhruv Maharaj. Right? When he also was leaving the world, Nanda and Sunanda, the Vishnudas came and took him. And he said, where is my mother? Please take her also. Because of her, I got this Krishna Bhakti. Because Dhruv Maharaj's mother said that you go to jungle and you pray to Lord Narayan. That's what I have heard from people there. He's found in jungle. So again, the point is for devotees, it's like an invitation. There's a beautiful story between Bhakti Tirth Maharaj and His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. So, but I've told this story before during I think Gita in a nutshell. Very sweet story. So Bhakti Tirth Maharaj was about to leave the world. He's African personality. He did his I think bachelor's from Cornell University. Very amazing. I mean, what do you call it? Scholarly person. But somehow he was a Christian, and somehow he had a lot of questions, and the religion he was practicing, somehow he was not able to get answers. And then he asked the Pope from that church that I have this question he was asking. Then finally he said, okay, if you have these questions, you should go to Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. And then he met Srila Prabhupada. this Ghanshyam, his name became Ghanshyam then, and he took shelter from initiation from Srila Prabhupada, and later on when he took sannyas, his name became Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. So Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, due to some reason, he got some disease and he was about to leave the world. It was in Gita Nagari. So Radha Maharaj came and he spent his time with him while he was leaving. So once there was a very loud kirtan was happening, and obviously he was about to leave the world. And then Bhaktivedanta Maharaj caught hold of Maharaj's hand, Radha Maharaj's hand, and he said, "It cannot get better than this." And Maharaj wrote in, he was studying in another class. He gave a 6-hour class on Bhaktivedanta Maharaj once. 6-hour class, no break of prasadam. And devotee is also happy to hear. See, this is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. 6 hours, you can't even watch a movie. If you're very, that's it. You still need some popcorn. Because see, everything is ignorance. At least one thing should be reality. Popcorn, right? But in Krishna Katha, it's so much joyous that people can sit for 6 hours. That's the mood of devotees. They don't feel, oh, tired, 6 घंटे हो गए, right? भूख लगी है. They just they become happy. There's a verse in 10th chapter, 9th verse. We'll see if we have time. Anyway, so Maharaj said that what happened? He said, I'm so happy just hearing the kirtan. And then he said that even if someone wants to change the position with me, swap the position, I don't want to do it. If we will say, I want to do it, right? But a devotee is always happy. And he takes all the things that is coming in this in front of him as Krishna's mercy, as an invitation. At our level, we will be very confused. How to see this, right? These ups and downs of life. But when we start chanting the holy names of the Lord, when we start reading, when we understand the reality of the life, then we understand that it is all actually temporary. But what is there, which is going to stay, is our relationship with Krishna. You ask yourself, your relationship with your mother or father will end at the end of the life. Your relationship with maybe some deities, with some demigods that you might be worshipping, will end at the end of that demigod's life. Because some other one will take the position. As I said, for Brahmaji it is 3 trillion for 40 billion years. So even he will end. But only one relationship will remain. And that is with Krishna. Right? And a devotee understands this. And that is why for him, death is like an invitation. So he doesn't care at what time, what place. But for a yogi, he does this calculation. So, did that answer your? I just spoke.
Yeah.
Okay. Who you want to read the purport?
Sure. When fire, light, day, and the fortnight of the moon are mentioned, it is to be understood that all of them are various presiding deities who make arrangements for the passage of the soul.
You saw? So, these are presiding deities who are like how, see, when marriage happens, girl is going, there are 3-4 ladies along, they are taken to the mandapam, right? 3-4 people are taken. Like this, soul is also taken by 3-4 people. I mean, one after another. Till the place they are allowed to walk. Like every presiding deity also has a limitation. Like Agni cannot go to Brahmalok. They might not have that, they might not be allowed. So certain place they will be allowed to, uske baad someone else will take. So like that. Go ahead.
At the time of death, the mind carries one on the path to a new life.
So what carries? Because the body is gone, right? Soul is going. And all the emotions are stored in mind. And that is what is going along with the soul. That subtle body is going with the soul. And that subtle body, what we have feed in that subtle body, will decide your next destination. Will decide your next destination. What are we seeing? Are we seeing cricket matches? Then we might become the worm in the stadium in the next life. We don't know. We might become Virat Kohli also. But if we don't deserve it, then we might become some dog running on that stadium. We don't know, right? That is why mind carries emotions. And mind carries what will have the next destination. Go ahead, Prabhu.
If one leaves the body at the time of the designated above, either accidentally or by arrangement, it is possible for him to attain the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Mystics who are advanced in yoga practice can arrange the time and place to leave the body. Others have no control. If by accident they leave at an auspicious moment, then they will not return to the cycle of birth and death. But otherwise, there is every possibility that they will have to return. However, for the pure devotee in Krishna consciousness, there is no fear of returning, whether he leaves the body at an auspicious or inauspicious moment by accident or arrangement.
Right. So this will again come in the 28th or this is what 24, 25, 26. 26th also this will come. Specifically, this Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport. But this time, this segment also, he's not saying कि अरे थोड़ा सांत्वना दे देता हूँ इन लोग सांत्वना अच्छा लगे. No, this Krishna actually says in 26th verse. He will say this to Arjuna. And see, to Arjuna also he's saying this. He is using here the word Bharatarshava in 23rd verse. Bharatarshava means one who is situated in the knowledge of light, in the sense of one who has wisdom. One who has wisdom. So he's saying to Arjuna, you don't worry, you have wisdom. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. Now this is talking about the people, Punaravriti, who will keep on coming back. Dhumo means smoke. So fire, opposite kya hoga? Fire is what? Light. I mean, fire is good, right? Because that gives us cooking. But how many of you like smoke? No, that's the opposite of it. Because you got right. Day will be night. And then Shukla will be Krishna. Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha. And then Uttarayana happened, now Dakshinayana. So these are the 4 deities who will help you to go to the other planet. Okay, you can repeat after me. Dhumo Ratris Tatha Krishna. Shanmata Dakshinayana. Tatra Chandramasar Jyoti. Yogi Prapya Nivartate.
The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back.
Yeah, moon planet is also, you can think of Swargalok, Indralok. This is high planetary systems, but not Brahmalok. Okay. Again, depends on what kind of karmas one has done. It can also mean down also depending on what kind of things you have done. We'll skip the
What is smoke?
smoke again. It just means that one who presiding deity of smoke will help you to go to the next destination. It just means that. Like how we have presiding deity of fire, similarly there is presiding deity for smoke also. So 26. Shukla Krishne Gatiyete.
Shukla Krishna Gati.
Jagat Shashvate Mate.
Jagati Shastre.
Ekaya Yatina Vrittim.
Ekaya.
Anyaya Vartate Puna. Who wants to do the translation?
According to Vedic opinion, there are 2 ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back. But when he passes in darkness, he returns.
So this is the basic thing. Light and darkness. During light, these are the personalities who help you. In darkness, these are the personalities who help you to go to the next destination. Okay, we'll skip this. So see, there is 2 words. Anavrittim here. Anavrittim means one who does not return. And avrittim means one who returns. And 1 minute, avrittim also has one more term. It also means covers. You see, avritim jnanam etena jnanino nitya vairina kama rupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha. We are talking about avritim. So if you see it, thus the wise living entities, pure consciousness becomes covered. That is avritim. And that's why one has to come back. That is also avritim. A wise eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire. So when we are covered, we again come back. Covered by what? By knowledge. There is one Sanskrit verse which says, I'm forgetting. It says that one should not have any ignorance and one should be in light. It's a very famous verse which everybody sings. Forgetting. Anyways, sorry, we'll come to your question. What is your question?
So by accident also, if someone just passes in light, usually he's like not a devotee, he's committed so many sins.
So for devotees, it's a different thing, as Srila Prabhupada mentioned. And for not a devotee, it is again, a Brahma Bhuvana Loka. It is possible that one might come back if the consciousness is not ready. So one reaches to the Brahma Lok for the 24th verse, but not necessarily from there he will go back. Even Brahmaji is not sure. A Brahma Bhuvana Loka. That's why in previous verse Krishna explains that for Brahmaji, is the topmost planet, there is a chance he, after the end of the life, he might go back. There are two kinds of pralay. Nitya, Naitika pralay, and there's another pralay when he ends his life. So when every night of Brahma, there is also pralay. So in that, the bottom planets gets completely destroyed, and then it comes back. But at the end of the life, when Brahmaji also leaves, then entire universe is only destroyed. And after that, based on Brahmaji's consciousness, either he will go back to spiritual world, or he might just keep on doing his duty again. So similarly, the people who are in that planet also will also depends on what is Brahmaji's consciousness, what kind of teaching he is giving. Either they will go back or they will also come back to this material world. This is explained in Padma Purana. If I get time, I'll try to show that verse, which explains that. So
And which loka is beyond Brahma loka? Vaikuntha?
no, that is the end of material world. Brahma Lok is the highest, that is the end of the material world, and then we have Brahma Jyoti, and after that we have Vaikunthas. So Vaikunthas and material world is separated out by Brahma Jyoti, which we say or light. That is actually spiritual light, spiritual world's light. That you will see in 24th verse, Krishna Srila Prabhupada talks about it. Here it says, see, if one leaves the body at time designated above, either accidentally or by accident, it is possible for him to attain the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. That is the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, which is beyond the material world. It's beyond the material world. Okay. We'll go to 26th verse. Now Krishna is giving Arjuna the thing that we completed this? No, right? Yeah, we completed this. Okay. We'll go to 27th verse now. It answered your question. Okay, we'll go to 27th verse. See this verse, Tatma Sarveshu Kaleshu. This came before also. In that he is saying, Tatma Sarveshu Kaleshu, Ma Manusma Yuddhacha, Mai Arpita Mano Buddhi. Saying, remember me and fight. But here he is saying, remember me and do Bhakti Yoga. Because that fighting also was Bhakti Yoga. But that I'm saying directly, here I'm saying, what is the base? Why I'm saying you to fight? Because I'm telling you. And then it becomes Bhakti Yoga. Arjuna. We'll sing the verse. It's 8:12. Okay. Naite Shriti Parth Janan Yogi Muyati Kaschana Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. Yeah, Anand, go ahead.
Although the devotees know these two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion.
It's so sweetly Krishna is saying to Arjuna, because Arjuna ko samjha rahe, Arjuna might think, how should I live? What if this happens, that happens? But Krishna is telling that the devotees of the Lord, they are not bewildered by all this. They are just happy serving. Like how Bhakti Maharaj said, he was not calculating. Radha Maharaj, he was not asking, kab jaunga, make sure I don't leave at wrong time. Locha ho jayega. No, he was just saying that I'm happy. Right? That is the consciousness of a devotee. And just now, in ISC, one of the devotee, we think, right, we will live forever, something like that. She is now 42. Last year, she got cancer. They were trying to do all the chemotherapy, everything. But now, just yesterday, we got the message that it might be almost she is on the end stage. Right? And all the devotees are surrounding her. I mean, every continuously someone or the other was going. And today, Vaishya Prabhu was there, his spiritual master, doing kirtan. And then when Manjari also went that time. So she came home and she was saying that it's such a glorious passing away of that jiva. right? Imagine your spiritual master is there for you, who is chanting, right? We should ask ourselves, whom do we want around when we are leaving the world? We want some saintly person to be there, or we want some demonic people to be there, or we want some people by which our attachment to this material will increase more. Right? We have to ask that question. She was leaving and she was, this is what my wife was saying, that I mean, obviously it is tough, right? For the family it is tough. For her also it was so tough. She's just 42. So we don't know when it will come. Are we ready for it? And in that entire time, she was just grateful of whatever opportunity she has got to serve. So just telling us, spiritual master, thank you for whatever opportunity I got, I could serve. When wonderful devotee, maybe another 2-3 days, we don't know. But and I was also thinking now after this session, I might go or I will go tomorrow morning just to take a darshan. But the point is, we have to ask ourselves continuously: Are we ready? Are we ready? Have we made our life in such a way where we can say, yes, I want to take complete shelter of Krishna. And take complete shelter of Krishna. But we are so much bogged down by the external world, especially 8 to 9 job, whatever job we have. And then we actually forget that what is the goal of life. We are 100% sure, we all know that 8 to 9 job is not the goal of our life. We all know that in the heart of the hearts, right? And we know that we are the spirit soul, we are not this material body, right? But the Maya is so strong, it makes us keep forgetting that actually we are the spirit soul. But when we read why we are, I mean, from last 3-4 days, I was struggling with my back in the sense of I've got this. That's why if you see, I'm not moving very too much. But still, I mean, we will have all the problems in life, material or physical problems. But we have to understand that final shelter is actually Krishna. We have to take out time for reading Bhagavad Gita because that will give us the right perspective about life. What are we doing? Right? I know one person, 1 month before, he was looking for a partner. So interview हुआ तो उसने पूछा कि चाय वाय पीते हो क्या ऐसे तो इसने बोला कि हाँ मैं पीता हूँ ऐसे तो थोड़ा बात हुआ फिर उसको लगा कि नहीं जमेगा ऐसे करके हो गया तो then this guy now yesterday this was I mean this is long back actually 1 year back and he was telling me that प्रभु नहीं हो पाएगा चाय वाय नहीं छूटेगा I told him just do chanting just chant the holiness of the Lord you don't have to and read Srila Prabhupada's books. He said, okay. And last month, no, not last month, 3-4 months back, he said that I've left tea. And I said, how? You did something extra? He said, no, I just one fine day, I just felt like I don't want to drink. So what we saw in the video, right? Automatically those things which is pulling us down, why tea is bad? Because it leads to intoxication. I have no one person in my team. After every 15 minutes, he needs a coffee. Every 15 minutes. He says only then my mind will work. I mean, it's like a drug, right? We just say in a very simple way, we say it's just a coffee. But actually it's a drug. We can't live without it. We can't live without it.
And it's mind altering, maybe.
Yeah, that you might, I mean, I don't know the science behind it. But I know one thing, that whatever, if we say that I cannot live without this item, that means that it is like a drug. It is intoxicating. And obviously it has coffee, obviously that is what people drink. So anyways, why I went there, I don't know. But the point is you have to understand what is the goal of life. What is the goal of life? What are we asking from Krishna? Today morning, 8:80. Today morning, my daughter was crying a lot. She wanted bindi roti. You know bindi roti? Bindi means bindi and roti. These two she wanted, bindi roti. So obviously, Manjari had made something healthy. So she said, no bindi roti. I mean, this also is healthy only, but she ate yesterday only. So I said, okay, I'll get for you. Today I'll go to India, so I'll get for you. How many bindi you want? I asked her. How many bindi? She said 5. Like that. And I was laughing. Obviously, like how you all laughed, I also laughed. And she eats more than that. I mean, 5 bindi throughout the day, but she knows still 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She knows still 5. So she said the max. 5 bindi I want. Right? And I was laughing. But then what dawned on me is that my situation was like that only. When I'm praying to Krishna, I could have asked for bhakti. pure love. But what we keep on asking is Putram Dehi, Ghar Dehi. Right? We keep on asking something, and Krishna will be thinking, "Arey, what is he asking?" But then he understands. He knows that much only. You understood what I'm saying? What is our max limit of understanding? We ask that. Srila Prabhupada gives an example of a old lady. She was walking by, and that entire she was holding basket of vegetables, and that basket of vegetables fell down. So Krishna came and said that I can help you. Do you need any help? She said, yeah, just keep that basket back on my head. And Krishna said, okay. He kept and he left. And then Srila Prabhupada said, see, such a fool. She could have said that I don't want this burden only on my head. But she said, give me this burden and put on my head. Help me do that. Srila Prabhupada was saying, this is our situation also. We are telling Krishna that I want this by indirectly we are saying, give me more and more burden. Because to handle that, what we are asking for, like sometimes we say, at least itna million to ho jana chahiye. Okay, then we will have to work also like that, like a donkey. Right? So obviously we have to also understand that why we want what we want. Do we want to serve Krishna in the rest of the time, or do we want to do some time pass for the rest of the time? So Srila Prabhupada, Vaishnava says that make our life so simple that you can give more time to Krishna. Right? We are living in city which has a lot of complexity, but we have an option to keep it to make it simplicity. We can do simplicity, but that choice is ours. What kind of lifestyle we want to live, and it is okay. Like for example, now because I have to deal with, I used to hate working with India. In the sense of working night shift.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I almost every day I have to be there from 8 to 1 because I have to get some KTs, new project and all. But then still, my routine of reading, chanting, I'm trying to still keep it, whatever capacity I can. So the point is, whatever position we will be in, we have to remember one thing. We have to remember that we have to take shelter of Krishna. There's nothing else remaining actually. If you think about it very deeply, every day you have to contemplate on this. What is there that I can hold on to, which can be eternal? It's actually Krishna only. And we have to mold our life in such a way. Otherwise, there will be struggle. Small thing also will give us anxiety in life. Small thing also. But if we have Krishna in our life, then big thing also will not give anxiety. See, we remember Draupadi. Materialists remember for the cheer. Devotees remember, why they remember Draupadi? Because when that entire scene happened, she called out for Krishna. I hear so many classes by devotees. They will just speak for 1 minute or 30 seconds. They'll speak on that entire scene before that. And they'll speak for hours on that point where they called out for Krishna. So we also want to be remembered how? For the materialistic thing or the things that happened, or for the things where you are completely devoted to Krishna. We talk, you see, today only I was hearing Maharaj's class, my Guru's special master class. He spoke for 15 seconds, he spoke that so and so thing happened with her. But then she called out for Krishna. And Krishna was busy somewhere, but he immediately heard because it came with full heart. And he ran. And then he spoke for 1 hour on that, just how we should call out for Krishna. So we have to understand there is nothing else in this life that we can take shelter of. It's actually only Krishna. And that's what Srila Prabhupada is telling, that Krishna is saying to Arjuna that you don't have to worry about when you will go, when you will come, all that. You just take shelter of Krishna. In fact, there is a story of Vitrasur. He's about to leave the world. He's about to get killed and all from it. And then he prays to Krishna. He says that you put me in any situation. Now he could have said, you put me in any situation, preferring human life. Thora star asterisk, right? Like we also sometimes tell manager, kuch bhi de do, bonus 10% jitna. So Vitrasur also could have said, he was praying to Krishna. Imagine Krishna is in front of you. He could have said, give me any life, preferably top 7 planets. But he said, give me any, put me in any situation, it's okay. But please make sure that I'm surrounded by devotees. This was his asterisk, that I should be surrounded by Vaishnavas. And then we understand, and Vitrasur was actually a demon. He is actually Indradyumna Maharaj in his previous life, but he did some something because of which, or a demoniac life. But because his consciousness was, he still remembered a little bit. And then he immediately said that, please make me surrounded by devotees. And through these prayers, we can understand what we have to ask for. What we have to ask for. We'll get millions of dollars, but we'll still struggle. You see, I mean, Jeff Bezos, still something or the other will be there. It's not like he will be happy.
It makes others struggle as well.
Other struggle also, right? Seriously, I mean, whoever says, when he says I'm in Amazon, I mean, it's great, obviously, just stock price and all that. But we have to mold our life. We have to mold our life in such a way that we can do the work. Or I know people who are ready to retire completely. But they're still working from 7 to 7, even more than materialist. But their focus is very, very straight that whatever Lakshmi I'm getting, I'll use it for Krishna purpose. That day one devotee came, right? Govind Chand Prabhu, you were there in that, right? I mean, both husband and wife, they worked for Google, Microsoft. He worked in a startup. So he could, I mean, if you do the math, right? Stocks and all, by now he could have easily retired. But he's still working. Why? Because his spiritual master is given in the order that whatever earning you come, that will help us in teaching movement. And he's just doing that. Now he's senior director in VMware. So even if we are working, yad karoshi dashnati, yad joji darasya, yad tapasya konteya, tat kurushomarpan. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever, but in a regulated way. ऐसा नहीं कि एक alcohol का वो wine, Krishna, I'm offering it to you, then I will drink. Whatever we are doing in a regulated way. Regulated way means it should be Shastric, it should be Vedic, it should be under regulation. We should do it for Krishna. Then at least we'll come to the level of remembering Krishna. Whatever we are eating, we can just do this as small practice. Vaishnavu told, when first time he read the Back to God in Medicine magazine, he met the devotees, then he came back home, someone offered him an apple, and he didn't know what to do. He just knew that we should offer it to Krishna. He took the apple, he just offered, Krishna, I want to offer this to you, in his mind. Imagine, so I said it's simplicity in a complex word, right? This is simplicity. Western body, he doesn't know, I mean, obviously he's great Vaishnava, but at least he was showing us that, like that, just met some devotees, and just that simplicity was there, okay, I will offer it this to Krishna. He offered in his mind, and then the state.
In the drama they had shown, we used to do this.
Yeah. See, so the point is, we can do some, Krishna consciousness is very, very simple, but we make it tough because we are living in a complex world. For us, we think that how can chanting make life so simple? थोड़ा उल्टा ऐसे घूमोगे यहाँ वहाँ तो it can happen. But how chanting? But actually, Krishna is saying that for Kali Yuga, chanting of the holy names is the best way of tapa or yajna, which we'll see in the next verse. 827 will end here.
We have 2 chants. 2 messages.
What is an auspicious moment? For devotees, the auspicious moment is if he can remember or she can remember Krishna at the time of death. We should always pray. If we can pray something, we should always pray, Krishna, please always surround me by devotees, especially when I am leaving the world. There are a lot of devotees who go to Vrindavan to live live their life, and surrounded by Vaishnavas. If I get time, I'll tell you one story during Prasadam time. But at least we can pray that Krishna, please always make sure that I am surrounded by devotees. And I have the intelligence of how to deal with the devotees. We should never take devotees very cheaply. The day we take devotees very cheaply, and especially if we do offense, Krishna will take away that association. I'm just saying because we are praying for association. Krishna might give also, but we should not take undue advantage or especially offend the devotee. Because why Krishna will take away that? Not because you have offended. It is because for your own benefit. Because the more you offend, Krishna will be very angry. Krishna can take offense on himself, but not on the devotees. So, anyways, there is separate pastime for that which I can explain. But the point is, we should pray 2 things. Krishna, give me the association of devotees, and give me the intelligence of how to take association of those devotees. And the best way is to serve them. You should always ask the devotees, How can I serve you? And we should have one devotee in our life whom we can give our life for. Mostly it will be a spiritual master. So we can give our life for. See, otherwise husband will give for wife, wife will give for husband, but no other will give for anyone. Better we give it for Krishna. Anyways, he only has given. Okay, but that answered, I hope, Shikha Mataji's thing. We'll go ahead. Okay. We'll read this first. So this is the epitome, as I said, this is the epitome of the entire chapter, whatever we discussed. Now Krishna will say that forget whatever you do, just chanting of the holy names. Because see, yogi, right? When you think of yogi, think of what all things? See, she asked, what is the auspicious time? Correct? So for that you need to have what? Knowledge, right? You need to have the power of controlling things, correct? So Siddhi is in knowledge. Now Krishna will tell what bhaktas need. You can repeat after me. And if possible, remember this verse. Very, very sweet verse. This is one of the best verses of entire Bhagavad Gita also and each chapter also. Vedeshu yagyeshu tapah shuchaiva. Daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam. Atyeti tat sarvamidam viditva. Yogi param sthanam upayeti chadyam. I wanted to read this one more time, but sort of we'll do the translation. Who want to read translation? Yeah, Saranksha.
A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not
So the one who has taken up devotional service, right? Go ahead.
is not bereft of the results derived from studying the
Vedas,
performing sacrifices,
yajna,
undergoing austerities, giving charity,
dana,
or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities.
karma. Everything is covered, right? No if else, like state statement. Go ahead.
Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode.
Right. I'll show you one more verse, and then she'll write someone can read the purport. Yes, so this verse also is on the similar lines. This talks about one who has taken Krishna consciousness, all the good qualities automatically come. Automatically it will come. Like for that person I was saying that tea, coffee, I mean automatically it came. Not tea, coffee drinking, but removing. Automatically it came. Just by chanting the holy name of the Lord. You can read after this. Yasyasti bhaktir bhavati akinchana.
Yasyasti bhaktir bhavati akinchana.
Sarve gunestatra samasate sura.
Sarve gunestatra samasate sura.
Hara bhavaktasya kuto mahadguna. Hara bhavaktasya kuto mahadguna. Not able to see. Okay. Now 5:18:12. Okay, we'll sing again. Yasyasti bhaktir bhavati akinchana. Sarve gunestatra samasate sura. Hara bhavaktasya kuto mahadguna. Manorathena sati dhavato daipahi. Manorathena sati dhavato vahi. Who wants to read the translation? Maybe Puja.
All the demigods and their exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge, and renunciation become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service and engaged in material activities has no good qualities. Even if he is adept at the practice of mystic yoga or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he must be driven by his own mental speculation and must engage in the service of the Lord's external energy. How can there be any good qualities in
Right.
such a
So if you do devotional service, automatically all good qualities come. Even if you're striving for good qualities, but no devotional service, there will always be some something wrong in the sense of pride might come, because if you are in mode of goodness but there is no bhakti, then you will be proud about your knowledge. There's so many examples in scriptures of that. Okay, so we'll read this purport. No, not this one. We'll read this purport and then we'll end. It's little big purport, but it's a very nice purport. It was a like final verse. So we'll read this entire purport. Who wants to read? Yeah, Pallav, you will read entire purport. Or we will divide it into two parts. Badrish can read half, you can read half, and we'll end there.
This verse is a summation of 7th and the 8th chapters. This particular deal with Krishna consciousness and devotional service. One has to study the Vedas under the guidance of the spiritual master and undergo many austerities and penances while living under his care. A brahmachari has to live in the home of the spiritual master, just like a servant, and he must beg alms from door to door and bring them to the spiritual master. He takes food only under the master's order, and if the master neglects to call the student for food, that day the student fasts. These are some of the Vedic principles for observing brahmacharya. After the student studies the Vedas under the master for some time, at least from the age 5 to 20, he becomes a man of perfect character. Study of Vedas is not meant for recreation of armchair speculators, but for the formation of character.
This is very important. See, it's not just we are discussing, it has to be implemented. Love is not a noun, it's a verb. When you say I love Krishna, how are you showing your love? By some action. Right? If you see people are there, one mouth will be Tambaku, Trivedi surname will be there, Tripathi. और क्या बोल रहे थे कृष्णा उसमें, right? They will just be discussing, armchair philosopher, but actually they are not implementing anything, right? So this is what is mentioned. But a devotee of the Lord has to also implement, following the four regular principles, chanting the holy name of the Lord, serving in the temple, serving the devotees, Vaishnavas.
After this training, the brahmachari is allowed to enter into household life and marry. When he is a householder, he has to perform many sacrifices so that many achieve further enlightenment. He must also give charity according to the country, time, and candidate, discriminating among charity in goodness, in passion, and in ignorance.
Right? He should know where to give charity. Right?
As described in Bhagavad Gita. Then, after returning from the household life, upon accepting the order of Vanaprastha, he undergoes severe penances, living in forests, grazing with the tree bark, not saving, etc. By carrying out
We don't have to do this. If we just serve Krishna, that is good. Depends on time, place, circumstance.
By carrying out the orders of brahmacharya, householder life, vanaprastha, and finally sannyasa, one becomes elevated to the perfectional stage of life. Some are then elevated to the heavenly kingdom, and when they become even more advanced, they are liberated in the spiritual sky, either in impersonal Brahma Jyoti or in the Vaikunt planets or Krishna Loka. This is the path outlined by Vedic literatures. The beauty of Krishna consciousness, however, is that by one stroke, by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all the rituals of the different orders of life. The word idam viditva indicate that one should understand the instructions given by Sri Krishna in this chapter and the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. One should try to understand this chapter not by scholarship or the mental speculations, but by hearing them in association with devotees. Chapter 7 through 12 are the essence of Bhagavad Gita.
No, 1 minute. 1 minute. So it's very big actually. I don't want to make everyone wait. Maybe you can do the last paragraph. That is most important. One who has little faith. Then we'll end there.
Okay. One who has a little faith in Bhagavad Gita should learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee, Because in the beginning of the fourth chapter, it is stated clearly that Bhagavad Gita can be understood only by devotees. No one else can perfectly understand and the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. One should therefore learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee of Krishna, not from mental speculators.
In this case, devotee means whom? Srila Prabhupada. Right, Srila Prabhupada. Or any, you can think of it like, great Vaishnava. Right? For us, it is Srila Prabhupada. We are reading his books. We are understanding through his commentaries.
This is a sign of faith. When one searches for a devotee and fortunately gets a devotee's association, one actually begins to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. By advancement in the association of the devotee, one is placed in devotional service, and his service dispels all one's misgiving about Krishna or God, and Krishna's activities, form, pastimes, names, and other features. After these misgivings have been perfectly cleared away, one becomes fixed in one study. Then one relishes the study of Bhagavad Gita and attains the state of feeling always Krishna conscious. In the advanced stage, one falls completely in love with Krishna. This highest perfectional stage of life enables the devotee to be transferred to Krishna's abode in the spiritual sky, Golaka Vrindavana, where the devotee becomes eternally happy. Thus ends the Bhagavad Gita purpose.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. We completed 8th chapter. So in the middle, the 9th chapter is exactly in the middle of the entire 18 chapters. So it's one of the most important chapter of the entire Bhagavad Gita. We'll do the next time. One thing I was remembering when Shikamataji asked what is the most auspicious. Actually, most auspicious is when you're surrounded by devotees, or when you're leaving, you're hearing the Hare Krishna mantra or hearing the pastimes of Krishna. So you will see a lot of devotees when someone is leaving, they are either having that tape, one small machine is there, Srila Prabhupada is chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, or someone is reading Krishna book. Basically, they are remembering Krishna and they are leaving the world and not having any attachment towards the family. If they have a lot of attachment, someone who has very strong attachment to the family, then it's very hard for the soul to leave the body. Even if soul leaves, it will be hovering over. That's why that entire 13 days and all is done so that peacefully they can leave and whatever. But the point is, this is the bare minimum that we can do, is read Krishna book. Even after they have left, you can still leave and you can pray for them. So anyways, I'll stop here. I've taken, sorry, because we don't like to go overboard. So we'll have Prasadam. Before that, we'd like to thank Badrish Prabhu and Swagatam Mataji. It's because of them we are able to conduct this session. Somehow Ramesh Prabhu and his family are still a little sick. So, but Badrish Prabhu very graciously allowed us to have this program. They just got a new place and they're using it for serving the Vaishnavas and to have some Krishna Katha. So we'd like to again thank them by loudly chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.